Next up from Vinegar Syndrome is X-Ray, otherwise known as Hospital Massacre, which came out in 1981. This stars Barbie Benton as Susan Jeremy. And at the start of this movie, like with most slashers of the time, you get a little bit of a backstory. You get to see her as a young girl with a friend. She gets a romantic letter sent to her on Valentine's Day from Harold, which she constantly just mocks with her friend, rolling up in a ball, throwing it away. And then you get to see this wonderful playful scene of our character stalking something that she desires, holding the blade above it, and then just slicing into it. It's incredibly fun. It's just a throwaway scene. But actually in the other room there's a brutal murder going on. It looks as if Harold has killed their little playmate. And when we jump 18 years or so into the future, to the current day, where Jenny is now divorced, she has a kid with a guy, she has to go to the hospital to get some results, and that's what she does. But it just so happens that Harold seems to be in this hospital, and he knows that she's coming for the results that day, and now becomes a reign of terror as she potters about this seemingly abandoned like hospital, only populated by a few random characters, as she tries to figure out what the hell is going on, what exactly is in her test results, and why won't anybody listen to her about the crazed maniac stalking the halls of this hospital.
Help me! Everybody in this hospital is going crazy! Help me!
As a slasher, it's kind of fun. As a movie you want to dig deeper into, it feels as if there could be almost something going on here, psychological, which it never really grabs onto. I was kind of hoping it was going to, but it never goes that way. It is basically a maniac in the hospital killing people, and right from the start he begins to brutally murder people in wonderful fashion, really getting that slasher body count up right at the start. And as we go through this movie, you really feel as if there's not a lot of people in this hospital, particularly on the 8th floor where everything is taking place. You feel as if there's literally just a handful of people, almost as if it's, I don't know, maybe an abandoned hospital that's being used to film a low-budget slasher movie, and they've only got a limited cast. At one moment, there is this crazed killer who seems to have free reign, just killing people haphazardly, running around. There's a wonderful kill sequence where a woman is literally terrified of this killer as he runs toward her, carrying the most terrifying of weapons. That's right, a bedsheet. And it is rather effective the way that she sells this terror that's going on. But we spend a lot of time with Susan as she's dealing with various doctors who always seem to play on her insecurities, who always seem to be acting in the most creepy way. In fact, almost everybody that she encounters within this hospital acts in a really unusual and crazy manner, the kind of thing that just puts the fear of God into you if you've had something traumatic happen in your past. Barbie Benton cuts a wonderful figure as Susan. She is a woman confused with what's going on, who slowly realises the terror that's happening here, who feels trapped by the doctors who seem to have a reason for keeping her back. Is there something that is terminal with her? Something seriously ill? Is there something that is affecting her judgment, making her feel as if there's something going on that's not? There is, of course, lots of slasher tropes to be delivered in this one, and some of them are fun, some of them are just obnoxiously over the top and unrealistic. There is a moment where Susan gets a delivery of a parcel while she's trapped in a bed, and inside is something rather horrific. When she runs to get someone else to go back to the room to discover that that parcel has disappeared and there's been a fresh new one put in its place, just ready to make it seem as though Susan has gone crazy. A little bit over the top, but it ticks that slasher trope that I love. X-Ray Hospital Massacre has always been a fun slasher movie for me. Never one of the standouts, never one with a really memorable bad guy in it, but it has some really novel, bloody sequences. It's got a wonderful lead performance and a nice kind of psychological twist to it that it never really delves into. You know, this woman is a woman that was traumatised when she was younger. She now has a lot of stress put on her with her husband, or breakup of her marriage, getting these test results and things not going quite as easy as she thought they were going to be. There could be an argument for her, breaking down under stress within this hospital, but we never really go in that route. This, of course, is a 4K disc from Vinegar Syndrome, and it looks amazing. The best I've ever seen the movie. Honestly, the 4K discs from Vinegar Syndrome are something special. I'd love to know your thoughts on Hospital Massacre, X-Ray. Let me know your thoughts in the comment box below. I'd love to have a discussion about this movie and the terrifying aspect of a man holding a sheet. Ooh, scary. As always, there's more content up here. You can see more of my stuff if you are so interested. If you want to click that like button, that means that I'm perfectly healthy. I don't need to visit this hospital where massacres seem to happen. As always, you can join the Patreon or the membership program. If you can do so, that would be wonderful. If not, just watch the video, share it, like it, all that good stuff. It all helps the channel and I appreciate it greatly. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Man v Film.